Hiya, welcome back to Green Hill Gaming, where I share my passion of video games with the whole wide world. In this live stream I will be grinding for Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. So sit back, relax, but as always, and more importantly, enjoy the live stream. If you want to find out more about Dragon Crystals, if you want to know everything there is to know about Dragon Crystals, check out the video that I uploaded on my channel a couple of hours ago. It is called Mortal Kombat 1, Everything You Need to Know About Dragon Crystals. So check that video out if you want to, know literally everything there is to know about Dragon Crystals, how to earn them, how to use them. I'll tell you one thing though, the most important thing you need to know about Dragon Crystals is you can earn them by playing Mortal Kombat 1, and you do not need to buy them with real money. There's a lot of fake news going around saying that you have to purchase Dragon Crystals with real money. People are saying that to get that fatality, to get that Halloween fatality, that you have to pay €10 for it. It's complete bullshit. Look, it's a hell of a grind, okay? It's a hell of a grind to get Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1, but nonetheless, they can be got by playing the game. You just have to do a lot of grinding. Look, it's not ideal, okay? It's not really that enjoyable, to be quite honest with you, but it's achievable. But yeah, anyway, so if you want to know about how Dragon Crystals work, watch that video that I uploaded on my channel. So this live stream is basically going to be me grinding for Dragon Crystals, and how I'm going to do that is I am going to level up or rank up Liu Kang to level 20, and if I get time, probably won't, level 30, where I will earn 100 Dragon Crystals each for reaching level 20 and reaching level 30. The best way to level up your fighter as well as your profile, now I have already maxed out my profile to level 100, but the best way to level up is to go to invasions, go to the first mesa, the village, go to this node here, triple threat. It's right beside one of the shops. All you have to do is go to options, go to the pause menu, and basically fast travel to the shop. There's only 2 shops on this mesa. One of them, you go to the right, okay, you go to the immediate right, and you will end up on the triple threat node. What you want to do is, I would suggest that you are maxed out on invasions, that you are level 30 and your fighters are maxed out, right? Pick the fighter you want to rank up. It doesn't matter what fighter you pick if you want to rank up your profile. Yeah, pick your fighter. You're going to be fighting 3 opponents, okay? That's why it's called triple threat. And ideally what you want to do is get a flawless victory and get a finisher, either a fatality or brutality, and you will get a lot of experience, which will basically mean that you will level up a lot quicker. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this live stream. It is a Mortal Kombat 1 live stream, and YouTube don't like Mortal Kombat 1, so they will restrict this stream. So less people are going to be made available, or going to be made aware of this stream because of the gore. There goes my flawless victory, but nonetheless. Okay. Even though I didn't get the flawless victory and the finisher, you'd see on the top left hand corner of my screen that Liu Kang has gained some experience. He's currently on rank 14. So you basically rinse and repeat this for as long as you have. I mean, some people have gaming sessions of like fucking 12 hours in one day. I know that for a fact. So if people are willing to give 12 hours of their day to a game, then there's nothing stopping them from giving 12 hours of their time to grinding for Dragon Crystals instead of crying about, you know, fatalities being 1,200 Dragon Crystals. You can get them. I've left feedback with Mortal Kombat, and this is what I think people should do. It's going to take more than me providing feedback to Mortal Kombat 1 for change to happen. But instead of crying, moaning, and spreading fake news, you know, about like Dragon Crystals, send Mortal Kombat 1 some feedback. I use their Facebook page. You can go to the Warner Brothers website as well. Give them feedback and say, look, you know, it would be nice if we could, I forget his fatality, it would be nice if we could earn more Dragon Crystals in more ways. Basically, something like that. And, you know, they will actually pass on your feedback to the team. And if more people do that, then maybe going into the next season of Invasions or its next big update, maybe they will make Dragon Crystals more available. And maybe we'll get more Dragon Crystals. Yoki Emily, welcome, as always, to Green Hill Gaming. How are you doing, my friend? In this live stream, I am grinding for Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. And if you want to find out everything you need to know about Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1, check out the video that I uploaded earlier today talking about that. I had early access to this game. Me as well. You'd feel so special, wouldn't you, having early access to a game? Yeah, I got early access as well. First thing I did was get stuck into the fantastic story mode in the campaign. Absolutely, oh, I love that. Especially towards the end, when my prediction came true about there being other timelines and, you know, Shang Tsung's ending being canon. Oh, it blew my mind. It blew my little mind. And then, of course, I got stuck into Invasions as well. So it was nice to have early access to that game. Who is your main? Who is your main in Mortal Kombat 1? Mine is Johnny Cage. Right now I'm playing as Liu Kang because I want to level him up so I can grind. There's one thing that I did by accident. I'm kicking myself. Absolutely kicking myself. You get your first talisman at the beginning of the game in Johnny Cage's mansion. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Not Junk or something. And it literally gives you like 15% more experience, something like that anyway. Which basically means I would be leveling up a lot quicker if I had that talisman. But I got rid of it. I wasn't thinking. But I can definitely see NetherRealm Studios, Warner Bros. Games, making Dragon Crystals more readily available. I mean, but it's going to take some constructive criticism, constructive feedback. They're not going to listen to you saying, you know, fuck you, NetherRealm Studios. They're not going to listen to that. They're not going to listen to, like, straight up, like, abuse and just straight up hate. Like, if you want to provide feedback, just be a bit more productive, a bit more respectful about it. But I feel like they will listen. You know, it's just got to be a bit more balanced. I mean, it is the premium currency after all, okay? And there are games that have premium currency that can be purchased with real money. That's the way that gaming is today. It's not going to change anytime soon. But I just feel like if it's done in a balanced way, I mean, you could get time crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. Sorry, in Mortal Kombat 11. But they were so readily available in the game. I don't know why Dragon Crystals are not readily available in Mortal Kombat 1. But hopefully the situation will change going forward and we'll be able to get more Dragon Crystals in more ways. So, fingers crossed. I just played multiplayer until the actual game released since... Oh, you mean you had... you mean that you had the... you mean you had the beta? The pre-order beta? Because the early access, like, you were able to play the entire game. So I'm presuming you're talking about the pre-order beta. I think that's what you mean anyway, because the whole game was made available. Like, I mean, when you pre-ordered the premium edition, you got early access to the game, like 5 days early access, and you got the full game. It was the full game. So I don't know if you mean, I presume you mean the pre-order beta. So I got as well. It was nice. It was nice. That's when I discovered that Johnny Cage was my main. Alright, down, forward, back, circle. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you just pre-ordered the standard edition then, I presume. You know what, I'm actually regretting getting the premium edition.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
Because, yeah, I actually regret, I straight up regret getting the premium edition. Yeah, it was nice to have the game 5 days early. That was nice. It was nice to get some additional Dragon Krystals. That was nice. Shang Tsung was a pre-order bonus no matter what version you got. But let's talk about the DLC fighters. Okay, I'm not a big comic guy. I would argue I'm not even a comic guy at all. Look, I liked when Spawn came to Mortal Kombat 11 because I remember having a Spawn, action figure. I remember even having some Spawn comic. I remember just looking at the I don't even know his name, but the clown, the killer clown. I remember like looking through that comic. I remember watching the movie that came out as well. So look, Spawn I had a connection to. When he came to Mortal Kombat 11, I was excited. But other than that, I'm not a comic guy. I don't care about John Cena. the character in which like John Cena is fucking doing the animations for. I don't care about his character. I don't care about Homelander from The Boys. And I don't care about Omni-Man. I don't give two flying fucks about any of those fighters. And then we look at the Mortal Kombat fighters that are coming. You've got Quan Chi and you have Ermac. Two of which are in the game already. They have been designed already. They are in the main story. So making them available as DLC is kind of shitty, considering that they've already been complete. They're already in the game anyway. Now there is Takashi, I think that's his name anyway. I can't even remember his name. He's one of the Kombat kids. I think he's actually fucking supposed to be Kenshi's son, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Or else Kenshi reared him or something. I don't know. I can't even remember. But I don't really care much for him. So I just feel like the DLC fighters have been a bit of a letdown, personally, for me. So I do regret my decision to pre-order the premium edition. I should have just gotten the standard edition and just waited to see like what kind of fighters came. But look, it is what it is now. I can't go back on my word now. Oh, wait, what? You bought the premium, but how did you? So let me get this straight. So you pre-ordered the premium edition, you got early access to the game, but you only played multiplayer until the actual. What do you mean the actual game? That was the actual game. You had the actual game. You just had early access to it. I don't quite get what you mean by since it would be spoilers. I don't get. Like, no, that's that. Okay, I'm trying to understand that, and I'm having a hard time. You do know that because you got the premium version, right? You had early access to that game. That was the full game. You had early access to the full game. I waited for to everyone. But wouldn't it make more sense? I don't. I'm struggling. You'd have less of a chance of spoilers because less people would have it. Because there are some people that wouldn't have gotten the premium edition. So you'd be actually playing the story early, so there'd be less spoilers out there. By you waiting the extra 5 days, there's probably more time for people to upload videos of the story mode. Do you see what I mean? Like it's crazy to go back to the DLC fighters. It's crazy to think that I'm genuinely not really excited for any of those fighters. I mean, I really wish I was a comic guy because, you know, I'd be one of those people that are like simping for Omni-Man. Like, I literally have no fucking... I mean, he was explained to me, but I still, like, I don't... What I mean by I don't know who he is I've never actually watched a single show in which he was in. So I have no connection to Omni-Man, is basically what I'm actually trying to say. And the same goes with Homelander. The same goes with that character that John Cena is portraying. To me, that's just John Cena. You know, to me, that's... I suppose I do have a connection to John Cena because I used to watch wrestling. So I grew up watching John Cena. I grew up. I was kind of old enough when he was kind of debuted, but nonetheless. Yeah, and as much as I like Quan Chi and Ermac, I mean, they're in the game anyway. You see them. They're fully designed. Like, I like those characters, but I hate the fact that NetherRealm Studios have actually made them paid DLC fighters, considering they've already been designed. They've already been completed. They're in the game. They're not like guest fighters. It's not like when they brought Terminator into Mortal Kombat 11 or Spawn, because Terminator wasn't in the story. He wasn't in the game, you know? So yeah, a bit disappointed the DLC fighters now, I have to say. Example, in case I get spammed messages on video, I don't want to be rude, but I'm trying to understand what you mean, but I can't. I don't quite understand your mindset on that one. I really don't, because you have more of a chance of being spoiled by waiting. I don't understand. It's okay though, don't worry, it's fine.
Action.
So I'm going to do this for quite some time. I'm just going to keep replaying this triple threat. Finally got a flawless victory and fatality. So this should actually get my experience. I should gain a lot of experience because of the flawless victory and fatality. Also, I think if it goes by how quickly you win as well. So you can see it's going right up. It's going right up. You know, I mean, I will reach level 20 in no time. Remember, in live stream or movie, people see early. You spoiled it. But are you saying that you don't want to spoil things? Are you saying that you didn't want to spoil the story for people, or you didn't want to be spoiled? Because I don't. You can't be. If you have early access to a game that you've never played before, right? You had that game 5 days before a lot of other people, because not everyone is going to, you know, pre-order the premium edition. So you have 5 days early access to the game over other people. You have the game. You've never seen this story before. Because the game didn't get leaked. Some games get leaked, but Mortal Kombat 1 didn't get leaked. So, I don't understand. You couldn't have been spoiled. Wait, what? Oh, what? Those I didn't want. Oh, so you didn't want to spoil. Okay, that's an interesting. No, okay, now you're making a lot more sense. That makes perfect sense. But that's a bit of a strange one, though, isn't it? But why not, like, you didn't have to stream it, though. Why not just play it off stream? I could not have went without the story. That is literally the first thing I did was get stuck into the story. I couldn't do I didn't go into options, I didn't go into tutorial, nothing. I just straight into the story mode I went. Because from the second I completed Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, and I see that Fire God Liu Kang resets time and creates his new era, and we see a completely like fresh Mortal Kombat universe, and you know, see Kung Lao, even though like, we see the Great Kung Lao, but we never actually see him in Mortal Kombat 1, which is fucking ridiculous. I think they should have just made Kung Lao as the Great Kung Lao. Like, he should have been referred to as the Great Kung Lao. They should have just made this story where this guy is like a Shaolin monk, one of the best Shaolin monks there ever is. But instead, they just made him like standard Kung Lao. In fact, they actually fucking made him even more like. They actually made him like less of a Kung Lao than the Great Kung Lao's ancestor. And he's a farmer. Like, I get the fact that they were trying to like tell new origin stories for them, but why reference the Great Kung Lao? Why show the Great Kung Lao at the ending of Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath as part of Fire God Liu Kang creating a new era, and then not actually feature him? That's a bit of a strange one, I think. Unless he becomes the Great Kung Lao. Maybe. No, because it wasn't. Because in the story of Mortal Kombat 1, when Great Kung Lao is trying to find the hourglass or something, or to get his power back, he makes reference to the gift in which the Great Kung Lao gave him. So it's strange. It's strange. Otherwise, the one guy I hate because he can spam hook things again. Oh, the fucking... I don't even know his name. That's how less interested I am. I just feel like I almost feel like the DLC is kind of aimed at like new Mortal Kombat players. You know, because like I know Quan Chi is in there and Ermac is in there, and like they're like fighters like from early Mortal Kombat games. But then the other guy, I think it's Takahashi, is he's like from Mortal Kombat. He was introduced in Mortal Kombat X. I don't know. I'd be more happy with like. I'll be honest with you, right? I don't think Mortal Kombat Fighters should be DLC. I think they should either make the cut or not, and that should be the end of it. Either Ed Boon decides to include Quan Chi in the game, or he doesn't.
Finish him!
I like DLC when it's Alien, Predator, Jason Voorhees, you know, Freddy Krueger, Kratos from God of War. That's the kind of DLC that interests me because it's different, it's unexpected. It adds such a fresh experience to the Mortal Kombat experience. But giving us Mortal Kombat fighters that are already in the game, they mightn't be playable in any form, but they're in the game, they're being completed. The designers, the developers have already designed and programmed them into the game. You know, like, to me that's kind of scummy, to be quite blunt about it. And then, as I mentioned as well, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but the comic kind of anime fighters, don't excite me. And I can see I know I can see other people excited for them because you know they're obviously fans of those comics, of those animes, but they're not actually like. It irritates me in a way because it's like that's what excites them. You know, it's just like it's got nothing to do with Mortal Kombat. You know. And I don't know why it's so centered around comic though. Like, I mean, there's lots of other fighters they could bring in. Yeah, it's really bad. Like, the more I think about it, it really is bad. Because we're not talking about bringing in Shinnok, you know, who wasn't even in this. Like, we're talking like two of the three Mortal Kombat fighters that are coming to Mortal Kombat 1 as DLC are already in the game. They play a big part in the story. Now we're asked to pay money for them. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about it now because I know I'm going to end up just repeating myself. So we let the grinding continue, grinding for Dragon Crystals. If Fire God Liu Kang reaches level 20 or rank 20, whatever you want to call it, you can see it's. I mean, I'm already on rank 15 already there now, so. It's just a matter of keep doing that, get to 20, and you have 100 Dragon Crystals, and then the next milestone then is 30, which is essentially, I think that's pretty much that's character mastery right there. So you get another 100. I mentioned earlier the possibility of NetherRealm Studios making more Dragon Crystals available in more ways. I think one of the things they could do basically is just maybe with various milestones, like reaching level 10, right? Let's say 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. Yeah, maybe they could even extend character mastery. So right now I think it's capped at 30, right? An idea what they could do is cap it to 50, okay? And at 10, you get 200. So like 10, 20, 30, 40, 60. Every 10, right, you get 200. But then, maybe every other level, see I have reached Fighter Mastery rank 15 now. So there's 5 more ranks to go to get to get 100 Dragon Crystals. So what they could do is, every time you level up, like level 1 to 9, you get 100 Dragon Crystals, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you get 100 Dragon Crystals. And then when you reach 10, you get 200. So every 10th rank, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? You get 200. And maybe when you reach the cap of 50, they give you a full-on 500 Dragon Crystals. I think that would be a very balanced way of getting Dragon Crystals, because you can get every other currency in the game so easily. I mean, seasonal credits are just you just farting them out on it. Look at how many seasonal credits I have. I have 107,470 seasonal credits. I have 117,065 coins. You know, like Dragon Crystals are the currency that just takes the longest to earn. It's such a grind to get them. So I think what they could do is kind of restructure the quantity in which you get Dragon Crystals. So that's an idea. And then you could do the same for profile level. So let's say it's maxed at 100. So let's say every 10, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, you get 200. And then in between, you get 100. So yeah, 100. But let's say when you reach 100, then profile level 100, let's say that you get a full-blown, because it's profile level, let's say 550. But unless I got a new palette for Liu Kang and a brutality as well. And a combat card. You know, it genuinely irritates me that people are reporting that you have to spend €10 to get that Halloween fatality. That is so false. That is so false. Like, I'm not saying that it's easy to get the required amount of Dragon Crystals for the Halloween fatality, which is 1,200 Dragon Crystals. But you can earn these Dragon Crystals in the game. You just gotta grind for them. You gotta grind, my good friend Milkman the Gamer. You gotta grind. Milkman the Gamer, as always, you are very, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming. How are you doing? How is everything with you? Welcome to my Mortal Kombat 1 live stream where I'm grinding for Dragon Crystals. And, my friend, if you want to know everything there is to know about Dragon Crystals, check out my video that I uploaded earlier today that tells you everything you need to know about Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. You can check that out in your spare time. But the most important thing that you need to know about Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1 is that you do not need to purchase them with real money. You can earn Dragon Crystals by playing the game. It's a grind, which is what I'm doing in this live stream. It is a massive grind. It is a tedious, strenuous, it's absolutely ridiculous, and I will call out NetherRealm Studios and Warner Brothers Games for this, which is why I think they definitely need to restructure how you earn Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. They should give you more Dragon Crystals in more ways, and I spoke about that earlier, about like maybe giving you more Dragon Crystals for reaching various milestones in leveling up your fighter. So like every time you level up by 10, you know, you get a full-blown 200, and in between then you get 100. But let's say then when you reach your character mastery, you get a full-blown 500. And maybe even in invasions, like when you're fighting a really tough boss, you know, they should give you some Dragon Crystals. So what I'm calling for is more Dragon Crystals in more ways. But look, either way anyway, Dragon Crystals can be earned in-game. So all of these cool items that we see, right, in the premium store, most recently it was the Halloween Fatality, which costs 1,200 Dragon Crystals. The amount of people, and when I say people, I mean video game journalists, so-called video game journalists, because they're spreading bullshit, spreading lies. They've all said that you have to pay. Oh, €10 fatality. That was the headline. That was the headline. €10 fatality. €10 fatality. It's bullshit. Look, there is some truth to it. Yes, if you want to, you can spend €10 to get a fatality in Mortal Kombat 1. But you don't have to. If you want to put in the time and effort. Look, there are people who spend up to 12 hours or more playing Fortnite. If those people can put that amount of time of their life into a game, then they can do the same in Mortal Kombat 1 to earn Dragon Crystals. I rest my fucking case. I'm doing pretty good. What about you? I am all good now, man. Thank you very much for asking. I'm glad you're doing good as well. And I'll make sure to check out the video about Dragon Crystals you made. Thank you very much. I love the cowboy emoji as well. Thank you. Much, much appreciated. I hope that it's available to see, because YouTube have an agenda against Mortal Kombat 1 because of its gory fatalities. But then they have no issue with a high school shooter gunning down kids on a live stream. They'll wait long enough to make some revenue off that video before they fucking take it down. But little old Johnny, who streams Mortal Kombat 1, you're a bad guy, Johnny. We're gonna restrict your content because of fictional gore. What a war! What? Oh, You know, each day that goes by, I learn more and more about how hypocritical this world is. But I won't get into that now because I'm feeling good right now, and if I have to talk about that, it will just put me down. Oh yeah, Green Hill, I have a question. Are you ready for Omni-Man? You know, I am so happy that you are happy about Omni-Man coming to Mortal Kombat 1. Okay? I'm happy for you. But I have to say, me personally, I don't give two flying fucks about Omni-Man. I don't know who he is. I don't care who he is. It has been explained to me. I think you told me a little bit about who he is. But the reality is I didn't grow up watching him. I didn't watch him recently. I had no connection to this bastard. And it actually pisses me off seeing him fucking brutally murder Liu Kang and other fighters in the trailer. I'm like, hey, who the fuck do you think you are? Coming in here, kicking my Mortal Kombat fighters to death. Who the fuck do you think you are, man? So I don't care about him. I don't care about Homeland. See, I can't even say his name. Homelander. Don't give a fuck about him because I don't watch The Boys. I don't want to watch The Boys. I don't plan on watching The Boys just because this fucker is in Mortal Kombat. That other guy that John Cena is playing, to me, it's just John Cena. John Cena is coming to Mortal Kombat 1 as far as I'm concerned. I suppose I do have a connection to John Cena. As I mentioned earlier, Quan Chi and Ermac are in the fucking game already. They've been completed, they've been designed already. The fact that you have to pay money to get those fighters pisses me off, to be honest with you. I know that Takeshi or Takashi, of the fuck his name is, the bootleg Scorpion from Mortal Kombat X is going to be in it as well. But I gotta say, man, overall I'm disappointed with the fighters. It's not like Freddy Krueger, it's not like Jason Voorhees, it's not like Predator, Alien, Terminator, Spawn, you know, even Joker. I mean, all of those fighters I had some kind of connection to. I have absolutely no connection to these fuckers. But that's how I feel. That's how I feel. Don't let me take away your excitement for Omni-Man. Do you get me? It's okay if you don't like him. I respect your opinion. Thank you. Since not everyone likes the same thing as everyone. Do you know what? You are so fucking right. You understand. You get it. If there was more people like you, Milkman the Gamer, in the world, it would be a lot better place. People would have a lot less arguments. Friendships would last longer. People wouldn't be falling, or people wouldn't feel like they're walking in eggshells. Oh, I better not have this opinion about something, or else, you know, I will offend my friend and our friendship will end. Honestly, man, if there was more people like you in the world, it would be such a better fucking place. Honestly. Jesus Christ. Have to go, but good luck. No problem at all. Are you saying that you had to go on your back, or you have to go? Either way, thank you. But yeah, I mean, no two people are going to be the same, and no two people are going to like the same thing. Obviously, Omni-Man has a massive following. It's popular, but the thing about Mortal Kombat nowadays is it's aimed at everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. If you grew up playing Mortal Kombat, you know, you've got Quan Chi and Ermac to look forward to. If you've never played Mortal Kombat and you're a fan of The Boys and Omni-Man, look, two of your favourite guys are going to be in this game called Mortal Kombat. Check it out, you know what I mean? That's what it's about at the end of the day. But I know I'm not alone in this. I know I'm not the only, like, Mortal Kombat fan who grew up with the series that just doesn't watch The Boys, doesn't even know what the fuck it is, doesn't watch Omni-Man. I mean, I know enough about comics. I mean, obviously, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, you know, X-Men, you know, Fantastic Four, Hulk. But obviously, like, I know all of them. I have a basic understanding of those comics and of those comic book characters. But I literally, like, I have absolutely no fucking idea who the fuck Omni-Man is. Like, all I see, and I don't mean to be offensive, but all I see is a bunch of Zoomers creaming their pants over this guy called Omni-Man coming to Mortal Kombat 1. And I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? Like, I feel exactly the same way I felt when I heard fucking this guy Terry from some fighting game came to Smash. I thought I was sitting there watching an April Fool's joke. I must say I thought I was dreaming, to be honest with you, because I remember watching that fighter come to Smash Brothers in one of those presentation videos, and it was just so disappointing. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? I think his name is Terry, Jerry, fucking whatever the hell his name was. Jesus Christ. Oh my days. But I'm telling you one thing though, I'm never going to purchase, like, I'm never going to purchase like a season pass in a fighting game ever again. Because I'm going to sit back, I'm going to wait and see what fighters are coming to the game before I jump in. I'm telling you, for the first time in my life, I fell victim to, I don't know what the word is, but when you're in a shop and you almost feel pressured to buy something that you don't really need. I went in to Smith's toy store, my local Irish video game retailer. Support local, support physical. Smith's for the win. They've been going 30 years strong. Started off as a news agent, I think, in County Mayo in Ireland, and they're actually an international massive store, and they're Irish, they're local. Anyway, so it's simply called Smith's for doing that. I went in there to pre-order Mortal Kombat 1, and the next minute I'm pre-ordering the premium edition. I don't know what happened, but I regret it though. I actually regret my decision. I should have just gotten the standard edition, whatever about early access, I should have just gotten the standard edition and I should have just left it at that, but look. I'm stuck with it now. But I mean, I'm going to play as them. I mean, I mightn't really care about Omni-Man, but I'm going to play as him. But it's so funny though. Because when I'm watching the trailer of Omni-Man, and I'm seeing him like brutally murder like Liu Kang, I'm like, hey, fuck out of here. Leave Liu Kang alone, do you know what I mean? And then I feel like there's this audience, right? I just feel like there's this like new audience, right? Who've never played Mortal Kombat, who probably isn't the fucking Mortal Kombat. And they're seeing Omni-Man, you know, like destroy Liu Kang, and they're like, yeah, get him. You know what I mean? I feel like there's like a split audience. It's so surreal. It's absolutely surreal. Funny and surreal.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
Not sure if I'll actually reach level 20 in this live stream, but I'm getting close enough to it though. You know, you get how it goes. And if you watch my video about everything you need to know about Dragon Crystals, you'll know more about it. But as I keep saying, that the underlying point, the only thing that you need to know about Dragon Crystals is you can earn them in the game. And listen, what's also important to know as well, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you can earn them easily. But the fact of the matter remains, you can earn them. And if you can spend 12 hours of your day playing the one game, you know, a new game comes out and you play it non-stop and you have it finished by the end of the weekend, if you can do that, then you can do this. It's as simple as that. Now there's also something that you should know as well that's important. I probably should have mentioned this in the video, but the fact of the matter is it's capped.
Fatality.
It's capped. The amount of Dragon Crystals you can get in the game is capped. Because once you reach profile level 100, that's it. You're not getting any more Dragon Crystals. Once you've gotten character mastery for all 24 fighters, that's it. You're not getting any more Dragon Crystals. And once you complete the story and you get your 500 Dragon Crystals, that's it. You're not going to get any more Dragon Crystals. So there really is only a set amount of Dragon Crystals you can get in the game at the moment, at this particular time. So what I would say is spend wisely. Spend your dragon crystals wisely. Don't spend them on any kind of skin, because you can get some of the skins that will show up in the premium store can actually be found in the shrine. Now unfortunately there is no kind of clarification on which skins are in the shrine and which skins can only be gotten in the premium store. But sometimes, like Mortal Kombat's Facebook page, social media pages will actually inform you which are exclusive to the premium store or not. So I hope that kind of additional information helps. I'll be back. No problem at all, Milkman. Take your time. Take your time. And Gon Kalo, I always butcher your name. I'm so sorry. But hello there, my friend. Welcome to Green Hill Gaming. As always, how are you doing? In this live stream, I am grinding for Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. And if you want to know everything there is to know about Dragon Crystals, then check out the video I uploaded on my channel a couple of hours ago, titled Everything You Need to Know About Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1. It will answer pretty much most of your questions. It's not everything, because I failed to mention the fact that, like, look, it's not ideal. Like, getting Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1, it's not ideal. It does have its problems. I mean, the biggest problem, I think, is the problem I mentioned there a few minutes ago, is the fact that you will only get a certain amount of Dragon Crystals, and then after that, that's it, like, it's done. So I would say because of that, it's best to spend wisely. Have a look at what it is you're buying. Don't spend your money on some random piece of gear. You know, if it's something like the Deadly Alliance Scorpion skin, then go for it. You know, maybe if you're interested in the Halloween Fatality, go for that too. But yeah, spend wisely. But look, lads, I think what we need to do is, if we take this seriously, if you're going to sit in front of your screen for 15 minutes and type some angry fucking essay on Mortal Kombat 1 and talk about like €10 fatalities, which is complete bullshit, then put that time and effort into sending the Mortal Kombat 1 team some productive and respectful criticism and feedback, and they will pass it on to the team. I've done it numerous times, and they will pass it on to the team will see this, you know, feedback department, whatever, it will go, and the feedback will go to the right people, and it'll get passed on to the right people, and they will acknowledge that feedback. Look, whatever they do with it, I don't fucking know, but the feedback will go to them. And if they get enough feedback, look, obviously then, you know, they will basically like restructure the Dragon Crystals situation. The only problem then is they probably have to wait a bit longer, because let's say Monday morning, NetherRealm Studios announce, we're now going to give you 3,000 Dragon Crystals as a way of thanking you for buying the game. And then people literally, like, about a week ago, you know, got the what's it called? I got the Halloween Fatality. But the thing is, though, it shouldn't be a problem, because that's a bit like, I don't know, really. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you can earn Dragon Crystals. So all they would be doing is making it easier for you to earn Dragon Crystals and giving you Dragon Crystals. Like, nobody is forcing you to pay €10 to get Dragon Crystals. That's an important point to make. Nobody is forcing anyone to purchase Dragon Crystals. If you decide to purchase Dragon Crystals, that is your choice. You don't have a right to say to NetherRealm Studios, oh well, I paid for Dragon Crystals and now you're saying I can get more Dragon Crystals. That's nobody's problem but yourself, but your own, you know what I mean? That would be the same thing as like finding out you can actually earn Dragon Crystals and complaining to NetherRealm Studios and saying, oh, but if I had known you can earn them, I wouldn't have bought them.
Fatality.
I think Mortal Kombat X had the best use of microtransactions. It was so balanced. If I'm not mistaken, the only micro Mortal Kombat X was you basically would have the option to spend money to unlock the entire contents of the crypt. And I think that was it. I don't think there was any store or anything like that. It was just, yeah, you go into the PlayStation Store separately, and there's an option to basically unlock the crypt. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's how it was done. That's how it was done. Obviously, they had DLC as well, but DLC is separate to microtransactions. Some people seem to put the two together, but it's silly because they're separate. They're completely separate things. Like DLC will be like a full-on like fighter pack, or or the fighter. That's DLC. Whereas microtransactions is like, here's a skin, for that fighter, But I can't believe though the amount of people, who are reporting and spreading like this fake news that charging for a fatality.
Liu Kang wins. Flawless victory.
Okay, so I suppose technically what they're saying is right, but it's not. It's the way that they're reporting it. That's the issue. That's the problem. It's the way that they're reporting it. It's the way that they are actually reporting it. The fact of the matter is, yes, if you decide to pay €10 to get the required amount of Dragon Crystals for the fatality, for €10, that's a choice. But the fact of the matter is, as I keep saying, nobody is forcing you. You can put in the time and effort to earn Dragon Crystals. I'll say it again. If you can put 12 hours of your time into playing a game like Fortnite, I say Fortnite as an example. Look, it could be any fucking game. It could be FIFA, it could be Call of Duty. Because let's face it, we all know that person. We all know that person who will just sit in front of the TV for like 12 hours straight. Like the most I played my games recently, like the most I would play a game in one session would probably be 3 hours, and that is like rare for me. Okay. But we all know there's people that will just literally like spend 12 hours or more playing a game. So if you can do that, if you are that person, and then you're complaining about grinding for Dragon Crystals, then there's a word for people like you. It starts with a H, and ends with an L. Hypocritical. But like, I'm not sugarcoating this. Like this is a grind. Like this irritates me. Like I remember doing this to get the Deadline Scorpion skin, and it just irritated me. It absolutely irritated me. I don't like having to do this. I don't even think there should be it shouldn't be like this. I mean, I don't even think there should be Dragon Crystals in the game anyway. I think it should just be coins and seasonal credits. Coins for earning general content, right? And seasonal credits for earning specific seasonal content. They shouldn't be in the game. But like the reason I'm more optimistic about this compared to Street Fighter 6, and I've mentioned this numerous times, I keep mentioning this, the fact of the matter is, in Street Fighter 6, Capcom lock minor content like emotes and like fucking background, your profile card, stuff like that, and costume variants behind monthly paywalls, like in the form of monthly fighter passes. You have to purchase the fighter pass with fighter coins. Fighter coins can only be bought with money, unlike Dragon Crystals. Now, to be fair though, there is something that I do have to acknowledge. Right? Maybe I haven't acknowledged it as much, but apparently you do get a free game, actually, technically, in every one of those season passes. It's an old Capcom game, but I don't want to diminish the game. I don't want to diminish like retro games, but it's not like you're getting Resident Evil 1, 2 or 3, or like, you know, Street Fighter 3, 4, 5. You know, you're getting probably a game. Let's face it, like, I mean, the people who are buying these fighter passes are going to be young kids. Because I can't honestly see an adult engaging in this shit. I just can't. That's me personally. Maybe I'm wrong, but I personally cannot see an adult who has paid €70 for a game paying an additional €5 for fighter pass. So let's picture this, right? You've got this, like, you know, like 13, 14-year-old, like Gen Z kid, you know, playing Street Fighter 6. Nanny or daddy bought it for him, you know, and he's using his nanny daddy's credit card, you know, to get fighter coins. I can't see that kid acknowledging and appreciating like a retro Capcom game that came out, you know, probably before his fucking mother was even born. You know, like, I can't see that being the case. You know, so it's, again, I don't think it's even worth mentioning, to be quite honest with you. And what has it got to do with Street Fighter 6? What has some random ass Capcom game got to do with Street Fighter 6? I'll tell you one thing. If Mortal Kombat 1 started to add like the original Mortal Kombat and 2 and 3 in there as like a complete bundle, I look, you know what I mean? I've been asking for Mortal Kombat fucking 1, 2 and 3 to be re-released on consoles for years now. I'd pay for that any fucking day of the week, because I wouldn't expect it to be in the game anyway, but it's centered towards Mortal Kombat. But the thing is, like, Street Fighter 6 like adds like locks, like costumes and shit, like behind money. Now the amount of costumes you can actually unlock in Mortal Kombat 1 by playing through the game is so generous. It is, oh my god, it is so generous. I have so many skins and variants in Mortal Kombat 1. It's absolutely insane.
Action!
Notice something interesting about this stage. This is definitely tea house stage, and it's tea house like daytime. There's a variant of this stage. I'm just noticing.
Liu Kang wins.
When you listen to the song, when you listen to the song in the shrine, okay, when you listen to its music. At the beginning, you don't hear that like classic Mortal Kombat like jingle, which is do 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 do. I can't do it properly. I have a sleep, but it is here in Invasions. Listen now.
Action.
That right there is Mortal Kombat, and it's definitely the tea house stage. Because what else would it be? I'm gonna have to check that in a minute. I'm intrigued. You definitely heard the start of it. That's classic one. I remember loving that actually when I was playing the pre-order beta. I'm gonna go back out of the Invasions there a second. As I said, I have a listen to that song. But one thing that's worth noting as well is the higher your character mastery goes up, the longer it takes to level up, just like any kind of like RPG type kind of game. But I'm gonna check something out for my own sake. But I'm going to go to extras, collection, music. No, it's definitely the tea house. Yeah, that was. Is it though? Well, what is it? Wait, let's go through all these stages because there's different stages. They might look familiar. And they kind of get mixed up, like. Oh, but these are all the stages. Obviously, this isn't the pyramid. Okay. Okay, so it is the tea house. So this is the tea house, right? Listen to this. See? It's so different. That is not the sound that plays in Invasions. That's a kicks in pinch. Yeah, this sounds different. Listen to it. It's kind of there, like they do, but it's different. It's like a remix version of it. And then you have Teos Attack, which is so different. So yeah, doesn't that sound so different? But I'll go back into it there now and you'll see for yourself, or you hear for yourself what it's So it's definitely the Teos. Listen now to the very beginning of it, listen.
Action!
Wait, it's gone now. What the fuck? No, listen. See? Hear it. And it's, I love the throwback though because it's just like goosebumps. You know, it's always nice to have, to be lucky enough to be part, to have been part of an iconic video game series from the start. I feel like it makes you like an elite player, you know, like people use that term to describe their skills. You know, they consider a pro gamer, elite gamer. I like to use that term in terms of I feel elite because I didn't jump on the bandwagon of Mortal Kombat. I didn't like play the Mortal Kombat series like from 9 onwards and then just go onto YouTube and watch like other people play classic Mortal Kombat games or watch like history of Mortal Kombat and then like, oh, I know the lore of Mortal Kombat because I watched videos of it because I was not on this planet when those games were released. I was on this planet when the original Mortal Kombat games were released. And there is like an elite feeling you get from that. You know, you feel honoured, you feel blessed to have been part of an iconic video game series from the start. The same at Resident Evil as well, Sonic as well. I'm just so glad that it was there from the beginning because you get to witness like the evolution of it. Like it's not like, as I mentioned, like it's not like I jumped on the bandwagon, you know, much later on, and you know, then to get my like to understand the lore then of the classic games, like you know, watch some videos online of some guy like talking about the history of the series, you know. Yeah, it really is an elite feeling. Like, not everyone can say that. Like, you know? Like, 100% of the Mortal Kombat community cannot say that they were there from the beginning of Mortal Kombat. But I can. And that makes me feel elite. Johnny is all elite. I'm not showing off. It sounds like I'm showing off. It does sound like I'm showing off. It really sounds like I'm showing off. But it's not. I'm just trying to describe how it feels. I just feel like I'm like it just separates me from you know, to other Mortal Kombat fans.
Finish him.
Basically what I'm saying is that watching a video on YouTube telling the history of Mortal Kombat, the history of Scorpion, the history of Sub-Zero, you know, is not quite the same as
Fatality.
playing those games when they first came out. You know, it's different. It's very different.
Action.
So, if you're watching the live stream and you're saying to yourself, Jesus, Johnny is doing the same thing over and over again, what's going on here? Well, that is because I am grinding for Dragon Crystals, and the way that you grind, well, the way that I grind anyway for Dragon Crystals is I go to invasions, I go to the first village, I go to the triple threat node, and I just rinse and repeat. I try to get a flawless victory whenever I can, and finish with either fatality or brutality, and you will gain a significant amount of experience. And once again, if you want to know everything there is to know about Dragon Crystals in Mortal Kombat 1, check out the video I uploaded about that on my channel. Now, unfortunately, there's only 5 days left in Invasion, so you don't have long. You don't have long to go, like, so yeah. Then your only other option then would be to basically play through the other game modes, probably online. You probably could do powers as well. I think it works for that, yeah. It should, yeah, because you can level up your characters through a number of ways. It doesn't have to be invasions, but the reason I'm showing invasions is because you're fighting 3 opponents in a row. That's where you get a lot of experience.
Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
And it also helps too, like leveling up your cameo. Now, you don't get any Dragon Crystals for cameos, unfortunately, which is a disappointment, to be honest with you. But yeah, you're very restricted in terms of how many Dragon Crystals you can get in Mortal Kombat 1. And it's like quantity and quality, basically. Like the quantity of Dragon Crystals is lower, so I'm not quality. There's a word looking for. Rate, yeah. The rate in which you get Dragon Crystals is low, and the quantity in which you get Dragon Crystals is also low. Like, they should do it in through milestones. I almost feel like they started with the idea of giving you a lot of Dragon Crystals for completing milestones. Like the story mode, for example. Like completing the story, you get 500 Dragon Crystals. That's a lot of Dragon Crystals. That's a significant amount. I feel like they were at one stage going to keep that up. Like maybe if you complete the first mesa, you get like 250 Dragon Crystals, and then 250 Dragon Crystals for each mesa, and then another 500 for defeating, you know, Spectre, Scorpion. I feel like they were going to employ that in a lot more modes, but they didn't. Instead they just said, oh well, if you get up to level, 20 and 30 for Fighter Mastery, you get like 100 Dragon Crystals, like 100, it's pretty... But look, the decision to have, Dragon Crystals in this way, and the decision to make them available to purchase as well, that's 100% Warner Brothers. And it is Warner Brothers, because the game series had microtransactions as far back as Mortal Kombat X. So it was on better in Mortal Kombat X. But they were still in it. So this isn't something new. This isn't something that that Warner Brothers are doing new. This is something they've been doing for a good number of years now. But it's Warner Brothers. 100%.
Finish him.
The video game industry needs some shake-up, big time. I think if they're going to charge you €70 for a game,
Liu Kang wins.
I honestly don't even think that they should actually charge you for DLC. I think DLC shouldn't even be a thing. No, I'm probably that's something not a lot of people are even saying, but considering how expensive games are now, and I completely understand why they're expensive. I'll tell you why they're expensive. I'll tell you exactly why they're expensive. It's because when the PS2 was out, people were like, we want better graphics, we want realistic graphics, we want ultra super powerful consoles. Well, as a result of developers listening to those people and them giving us ultra powerful consoles and games that have ultra quality, well, that costs money. That costs a lot of fucking money. These companies have to make that money back. So that's why the games are €70. I understand why the games are expensive, but I think if you're going to pay that price for a game, you shouldn't even be asked to pay a single cent more to get anything else.
Liu Kang wins.
$9.50, and the majority of really premium skins that can only be gotten in the premium shop are usually 1,000. So the fact that I'm 50 away, oh. But it's fine though, because if I actually reach level 30, I think I can do it easy enough. Then I will get another 100.
Finish him. Fatality. Liu Kang wins.
I genuinely think that Nintendo Switch owners of Mortal Kombat 1 should be gifted fucking at least 1,000 Dragon Crystals. That's a way of saying, thank you for supporting us through our bullshit. You know what I mean? Thank you for supporting us with a broken, unfinished, at times unplayable game. You know, thank you for paying €70 for that game. You know, and not even being able to play Invasion Season 1. So obviously, no, you can, but back then you couldn't. Yeah. Cooking should be giving people free DLC. You know, there's more people accepting this bullshit than speaking out against that bullshit. And that is a fucking problem. That's a problem. That's a scary problem, if you ask me. Like, genuinely, that is actually scary. I'll say it again. There are more people accepting of this modern gaming bullshit where you have overpriced games, some of which are broken to the point where they're unplayable, unfinished, and riddled with microtransactions. You've got developers that are sitting on piles of cash, doing fuck all with it. Best they can do is give you a remastered version of a game that came out a couple of years ago that doesn't even need a remaster. But they won't give you a new entry in a series. There are more people accepting of that than speaking out against that. That is genuinely concerning to me. Because a video game crash won't happen if people accept it. I think what you'll have is you'll have a completely different generation of gamers. And then gaming as a whole will change as a result of it. And yeah, you basically just have different people playing games. You know, I think the people like myself will just be gone. We'll just move on to something else. We'll just pull out our classic consoles and just play like N64 or PS1, PS2, and just enjoy retro gaming. And the generation of gamers that accept this bullshit, then they will play games. But I think we will just start to see a very different landscape in gaming. Now, there are people speaking out. There are definitely people speaking out about it. But I just think, I mean, yeah, there's just more people just... Because for them it's normal, you see. You know, because for the younger generation of gamers, it's normal. This is what they, you know, grew up with. So there's no, for them there's no there's nothing for them to look back on because they just weren't alive long enough, you know. They can't say like, oh, I remember a time when, you know, because they can't remember a time because they were rolling around in their mother's womb, you know. But I can, and people like me can look back at a time and see when games were released at reasonable prices, and I mean, and you can remember as well, right? For the time, these games were of quality. I mean, GTA San Andreas, for its time, was a game of great quality for the technology that was available. And listen, let us also remember that that technology was new at the time. But the engine that Rockstar Games would have been using for San Andreas would have been a cutting-edge engine. The hardware in which it was running on, PS2, was cutting-edge technology. That would have cost money. It would have cost money to make a game like San Andreas back in the day. That would have cost money. We all know that the economy and currency changes and it's worth more or less depending on the times. So at the end of the day, it would have cost a lot of money to make San Andreas. It would have cost a lot of money to make a game like Metal Gear Solid 3, The Getaway. Just using those games as an example of high quality games. But they didn't cost a shit ton of money. They were complete. They were fully playable, unlike Cyberpunk. and they weren't riddled with like microtransactions. And online was a thing in PS2 in its later years, but it was still a thing. It was present. There was no like PS Plus, and you would think as well, keep this in mind, generally speaking, broadband, like internet technology back then, was still a new technology, and definitely online multiplayer was a new technology. So being able to play PlayStation 2 games online, that was new for Sony. They would have needed as much money as they possibly could get, but they didn't charge people money to play online, did it? They do now. You would think if anything, no, they would have a shit ton of money. You would think no, they wouldn't need that money, but apparently they were happy to take their money. They're happy to take fucking €70 a month just to have the privilege of playing games online. Oh, but we'll throw in Mafia 2, even though Mafia fucking Trilogy was released in the fucking PS Plus Essentials, alright, extra. We'll throw in a shit Aliens game that people don't like, and we'll throw in some fucking Dragon Ball Z game that nobody gives a fuck about. So I'm going way off track here, aren't I? But yeah, there's not enough, like, look, just if you've grown up in a generation where 70-year-old games are normal, it's normal to wait 2 months for your game to be playable. You know, it's normal to pay, you know, money to get an emote. If that's the generation of game and you grew up playing, then this is normal to you. But if you grew up in a generation where you pay a reasonable price for a game that's finished, playable, and not riddled with microtransactions, then modern gaming today, you know, is going to be a problem.
Finish him.
Okay, I'm going to do one more fight. I think the grinding has went well. I think I started at level 14 and I'm now on level 17. So I'm only 4 levels away from reaching 20, which will give me 100 Dragon Crystals. So yeah, all in all, that is good grinding, that is good progression. Thing about Invasions now is Season 2, I believe, is going to be coming in 5 days' time. And all your statistics are reset. No, your level won't reset, I don't think so. No, your fighter level would reset, but it just be like your Invasions level that will reset. Because it makes sense, you know. Otherwise you'd just be like, you'd be OP, like, you know what I mean, and you'd be able to basically, like, you wouldn't have a challenge in Invasions, basically. But I would imagine there'll be some stage like this, some node like this in Invasions where you fight 3 opponents in one go.
Flawless victory.
So you'll be able to continue on with this form of grinding. But nonetheless, I'm going to get some sleep. Unfortunately, my live stream wasn't readily available to people because YouTube don't like Mortal Kombat 1 because of its fictional gore. But if I was a high school shooter and I stormed into my local school and, you know, gunned down some innocent kids, you know, YouTube would have no problem having that kind of gore on their channel, as long as they make some profit first, make some revenue, get some hits, get some views. YouTube will be like, okay, we've made enough money. I suppose we better stop this video because people will, you know, will be onto us, and yeah, we gotta keep our public image, you know. But Little Johnny streams Mortal Kombat 1 and he's a bad person. Anyway, thanks for watching, much appreciated, and good night.